Hi, I'm Sven. One more thing about tournament scheduling. We all know about sports tournaments, one way or the other. But do we ever ask how the schedules come into existence? Creating tournament schedules looks simple, but it can get very hard in practice. And because it's a perfect example for optimization, let's have a look at what it makes so complicated to solve. Welcome to Optano. One of the most important types of tournaments is the round-robin tournament. We have a group of teams and each team plays each other once or twice. Or it may be as complicated as in the NFL. But can't be too hard to find a schedule anyway, right? Well, not so fast. It's quite straightforward to find a schedule for pairwise matches using integer programming or constraint programming or some greedy custom heuristics, especially if there are not so many teams. But then reality kicks in. First of all, we may have constrained resources. Is the playing venue available? Do we have enough referees? And then we play return matches. So two teams play each other twice. And doing so, they need to travel. And we have to make sure that each team plays the opponent at its home turf once. But then again, no team should travel constantly. And maybe we want to make sure that it does not play too often in series at home too. So we need to enforce some kind of home and away pattern. And often there are individual restrictions too, like we don't want to meet rivals too early or only on a specific subset of dates. Or we want to avoid meeting certain teams in the same order too often to avoid a type of exhaustion that's called carryover effect. Also, some teams may play on other tournaments at the same time and we want to give them time to rest. All of this seems to reduce the search space for our optimization problem. But in fact, it also gets really hard to navigate, visually speaking. So the problem gets actually harder. And the most important thing is traveling. Especially in major leagues like the NFL, we want to minimize the overall travel costs. And this means that we have an optimization objective that needs to be evaluated globally, because every small decision on the schedule impacts the costs. This complexity is the reason why custom approaches to find best schedules are quite common. This is a typical playground for complex applications of neighborhood search algorithms and meta-heuristics. Together, they deliver high-quality schedules when the constraints are too complex for standard approaches. Tournament scheduling seems to be easy, and more often than not, we can write it down in elegant mathematics. But whether it's easy or hard to solve totally depends on the constraints that we want to apply to our schedules. And there is even a competition on who can find the best schedule. No joke! See you next time and stay safe!